Turn around. Look at what you see.
In her face, the mirror of your dreams.
Make believe I'm everywhere, given in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
That was my butt, Susie Von Slaughter.
Yep. Can't help it. It's just out there.
It really is.
Marcia Parker. Not
We're here to review the third season of Stranger Things.
Yes!
That's right. We wanted to have Fuego in on this review, but he has priority issues, so he only got to finish the first 3 episodes.
Failed.
So we're here to talk about it in total. We are not going to be spoiling anything, though. We're not spoiling.
Damn it.
We're just going to give our overall thoughts.
Oh, I'm going to spoil my overall thought.
Nope.
My overall thoughts is that I spoiled that it's awesome.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll do this review like we normally do them. We'll talk about our overall thoughts, and we'll talk about the story, the acting, the effects, the cinematography, the sound, the music, all that good stuff in turn. So let's start off with the overall thoughts. Ladies first. Susie, what were your overall thoughts?
It was fucking amazing!
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Marcia?
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. With the storyline, the story progression of the going through the teenage years and dealing with that disconnect of childhood friendship and bringing in girls, and then you have the awesome, monsters coming in and just everything.
The build up through all the seasons. I know. I just heard you fuckers say that you didn't like season 2. I don't understand.
Not very good.
Why? Okay, doesn't matter. I don't care what you think.
They took a hammer to the group, split everybody apart.
Elle and the kids weren't together until the very end of season 2. That is big problem number 1, first off. But we're not here to talk about season 2. We're here to talk about season 3.
Okay,
So stop
I'm telling you.
Stop
so
it.
what I'm saying is that I think
it.
with each episode, the build-up that they are creating, especially with this season, has opened up such a huge door for development on every aspect.
Yes.
Everything, on everything. And I'm blown away. Fucking, oh my God, it was amazing. I'm so fucking good.
Yeah, no, I really love this season as well. This season, to me, is what I wish season 2 had been. Because the Duffer Brothers even said leading up to season 2 that this was going to be the bigger, badass, this was going to be the aliens to the Alien first season. But season 2 did not live up to that. Season 3 absolutely did. Because this is everything that we should have gotten in season 2. In fact, at the end of season 1, we got that little bit of a look at the big giant creature over the town. That creature didn't even start to come into our world until season 3. This should have been season 2.
But it showed you in season 2.
It showed you some of it in season 2.
Yes, but this is the thing. You can't put it all out there. I think the development that they've been putting into
season
each
2 was a misstep. Season 3 was a re-step.
God, no!
It's okay. It's all right. We're not getting into it.
We will get into
so
later.
I liked season 3 a lot. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it ended great. I thought it carried through the whole season great. I thought the interpersonal relationships between the kids not only evolved, but was interesting the entire time. So I really, really dug the hell out of season 3.
So I had one issue with Elle because of season 2.
Okay.
In season 2, she finally was allowed to break out. She was fighting in the whole of season 2. She was fighting to find herself, fighting to get out of this whole I'm trapped in this little cabin. I'm not able to experience the world. I'm not able to be myself. And then she breaks out of that, which is really exciting. That was the best part of the end, was because she got to be badass, Elle. Yeah. And then here we are in season 3, and they pigeonholed her again into this girl. She's my girlfriend. All she does is sit on the bed and still can't form full sentences, and it's just
sometimes she can. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But, you know,
Okay,
and they do that whole thing again where she's just this, like, scared little Elle again. And then where she develops that relationship with Maxine, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, why did they pull her backwards? Like, that's what... Like,
I
because
didn't
they
feel
thought
they
everything
did
was
so much.
over. They thought everything was over. And so they're living their life like normal teenagers. They're doing normal teenage things. So
Developing a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
exactly. So they think that everything's done. The seal is done.
Sealed.
It's
Yeah.
sealed. It's done. So
Yeah.
they think. So now they're going on with their lives, back to their normal lives.
but she's still, like, living in a cage.
Yeah, but what it will?
Well,
She's
not
living in a.
necessarily.
But it's
She's
a small
living-
town.
She's living at the dad's house.
Yeah,
which-
but she's
In a cage. Like, she's
She has
not
a
allowed to
boyfriend?
go to the mall.
yeah, because
She's
he's
not allowed to go to the
overprotective.
movies.
Look what
because
happened when they
people
went to the mall.
recognize her. That's why. Because the government is looking for her.
Yeah.
It's not just because she's not allowed. It's because literally people are looking for a tiny young girl that is telekinetic.
And it's a
stuff.
super small town, so it's even more so that you have to be careful because.
I-
everybody
Marcia, you're
knows
clearly
that-
wrong. It's 2
I-
against 1.
I still feel like it was a backstab
You.
from season 2. I feel like it was a backstab.
I don't
Okay,
think
fair
so.
enough, fair
I feel
enough.
like season 2 was Elle's breakout role to becoming something more badass, and then they brought her, and they took her
Yeah,
down.
but at the end of the season, look what she did. Like she did. All
All right. Well. All right. Yeah,
Like-
it was pretty big. So let's go through the story. Okay, just real quick.
Okay.
So the story is we return to Hawkins, and Elle and Mike are now boyfriend and girlfriend.
They're all
and
teenagers.
They're making they're all growing up. They're all like well
Like
beyond
14
their
now.
kiddish.
They're 14 now. 14, 15
and
now.
and so
Hormones
Elle
are
and Mike
raging.
are making out all the time at Hopper's place. Because Elle is his daughter now
3
at this
inches.
point. And he wants the door to be open 3 inches at all times. You know, just like every school dance you ever went to. But so that's going on there, and then Lucas is still dating Max from the 2nd season, but he is like the worst boyfriend ever, and yet he somehow is still the sage of romantic knowledge through the season, which is a little bit weird.
Well, because that's how boys are at 14.
I guess. But Dustin is back from science camp, where he supposedly met a girl and has a girlfriend.
Nobody believes him.
Nobody believes him, but he comes back with all of this knowledge about a radio system. And so in the very first episode, they set up this giant radio tower at the highest point of Hawkins in order for him to communicate with his girlfriend,
Susie.
which never comes to fruition, of course. Well, at least for a while. But yeah, so that's the setup of the season, and basically the Upside Down is starting to creep its way back into our reality because there are Russians. Spies. It's in the 80s, so of course it's in the middle of the Cold War and the Russian scare, the Red Scare, as it were. And so the idea is that Russians are here in Hawkins trying to reopen the portal into the Upside Down, and for whatever nefarious reasons. And basically our characters find out about it, run afoul of it, and what happens as a result. That is season 3 in and of itself.
Well,
Chips
but
ahoy!
There was, what I liked about it was, like, everybody had their own thing. So Dustin and Steve were trying to decipher the Russian messages,
along with
codes,
Steve's
and-
new friend.
Robin.
Yeah, Robin. And then you had Hopper and Joyce on their own discovery hunt because they think things are happening because they're noticing demagnetization. And
Joy notices
Joyce-
that her fridge magnets are no longer magnetized
right,
and
and so
wants to
she's
know why.
like, there's obviously something
Joyce,
going on.
right.
So they go on their grand adventure, which pulls in the guy from season 2, which was really fun to watch.
Good.
And then you have Mike and Lucas and Will, who are just trying to discover girls, really.
Well,
Oh,
2 of them are. Will
Will
is
is just long
trying
on-
desperately to hang on to the Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons of
Fucked
it
up
all.
what Mike said. Oh my god! I was like,
Well, because
whoa.
As
Will
well as
lost a
super-
whole year of his childhood in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first season.
And he's spider sensing.
Right.
Things are
Yeah,
wrong.
every time
Spider
anything happens, he
sensing.
gets the goosebumps, he gets his Peter tingle.
His Peter Tingle.
Okay, let's not call it that.
Well, that's from the movie. Yeah, see,
He
you'll
knows
get
that
it.
too. That's so funny.
It's like, let's
No.
not call it that.
And then you have Elle and Maxine on their own adventure because they realized while they were doing their fun girl overnight things,
They
that
actually get
something
along
was-
very well.
that they get along really well, and that something was going on with Maxine's brother Billy, and they were on their own scavenger hunt.
Billy.
So it was interesting to see like all of these
all the characters all have
mysteries happening, and then they come
Dude,
together.
and they
they
all
all
have their own
intertwine.
story,
Yeah.
and each story is super interesting. And yes, and then it all comes together, and it was done so fucking well.
It was
Oh my
only
God.
it was only 8 episodes this time. It was not 9 like season 2 was,
Yeah.
but the last episode was like an hour and 20 minutes, so it was essentially 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic season, you guys. It was so fulfilling. I think it was the best season yet, to be honest with you. And part of why is because in season 2 they teased the mind flare, the giant creature that was in the Upside Down that was had multiple appendages, and we didn't see much about because it was obscured by clouds a lot of the time. In this season, it's all about the mind flare being resurrected on our plane.
Yeah.
And like the things that it's converting just like melt into a gross combination of both The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, and The Blob from the 80s. It's a weird combination of the two where it's like a lumpy blob that rushes throughout the town and like goes down drains and like loses bones along the way if it's too big to go down in the drain.
Like in the sewage.
Yeah,
area?
it's so cool, and it's so creature heavy. As a big creature fan, and again, I wish Fuego was in on this review
I was
because
so excited for Cecil because I know how much it is. I was
it's
watching,
literally it's The Thing. It's John Carpenter's The Thing is the creature with blob sensibilities, and it's so awesome and it's so fun and it's just such an entertaining film. A film, I say it's
Show,
it's an 8-hour
right?
show,
Yeah.
but it feels like a film. Like every episode, I'm like next. There's no not binging this show.
Right.
Oh
in my
wait,
opinion.
did you guys see the video that I sent you in the group of the stretching?
Oh,
To stretch
No.
between.
I wish-
So
I
they
wish
put
I had,
out.
though.
They put out a video. You could go on the Stranger Things Facebook. This is where I saw it. It's telling you basically to stretch out each episode so you don't binge watch it all at once. I was like
Too
a little.
bad.
They released it today. I'm like,
Too
it's
bad
a
for
little.
that.
You should have
Nope.
done that before you released the actual. And it's funny because it's like an 80s style aerobics video.
Nice.
Which
and they
ties
have-
in the show.
Yeah, and so
And
all the
stretch.
exercises they
And
have
bend.
the
And
the
stretch.
Mayflower
Sure.
like
The
stretch
mind flare,
flare like stretch or whatever it was. It's actually pretty funny.
So what did we think? Let's move into the acting, right? I mean, was there any shortcomings in this season? I did not think so.
Dude, I fucking hate Winona Ryder. I do.
She was great this season.
I only liked her in this season.
Okay. Of
I-
all 3, really, only
I
this one.
I'm
She
not
was very
a fan
whiny
of
in
hers.
season 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but I did like the character development that they did in
Detective
this.
Byers.
Yeah, I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I love that.
But other than that, I was all about it.
Yeah, I thought everybody did a good job. I think it was interesting that they really separated Will from the storylines because he really played a minor role, but he was still successful. But I
He
think
was so pivotal the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, so they had to
back
back off of him, and I love that they did give Dustin a little bit more. And I was not a huge fan of Luke's sister, but she played.
Oh, she did play a big role.
Yeah.
She did play a big role.
Yeah,
That's right.
she had her moments.
She was
but
kinda
it
funny.
Was times that it's like, okay.
Okay, so she annoyed because I felt
But
like
that-
she
was supposed to.
she was for a younger
She was
female
suppo-
audience
yeah,
though. Like,
she was supposed to.
don't you
annoy
think
you.
a lot of the people would? A lot of
think-
the girls will really like her.
I
though,
want to
because
try
she's,
this
like,
one.
Sassy.
Why
And
not?
she's like, no, you
You're
know.
a nerd.
Yeah.
No,
Child
I'm not.
endangerment.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
little.
I love when she
child
got the
in
games
danger.
at the end. Oh, like that was so good.
Oh, but I really like how like her nerd came out and they're like, oh,
yeah.
you're her nerd.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, you know what? I'm not. You're saying about Will, how he didn't have a big of a role, but I think for what was just kind of revealed this season, there's going to be a lot more going on
Yeah.
going forward.
Likely.
That which I oh my god. But
We
he's
didn't
still
even
even
talk
though he,
about I'm sorry. I
No,
don't
you're
mean to
fine.
Cut you off.
How dare you?
Nancy and the
Jonathan?
brother.
Jonathan Byers?
They had their own thing going on too, which was interesting. The Nancy Drew thing.
Yeah, Nancy
Wow,
was
you know
trying
what?
to be the
I
reporter.
actually what's sad is I completely forgot about them.
Yeah,
It was
but
kind of an
important.
abandoned plot. Although we
Yeah, I
did
don't know if
get,
that
we
was a good
did
thing or a
get,
bad thing.
We got the biggest role, the hospital scene, which was amazing.
we got
Yeah.
what's his name's son,
Busey.
Gary Busey's
Yeah,
son,
Jake
I
Busey.
fucking knew it. I was like, why is Gary Busey here? But that's not
No,
Gary
Jake
Busey.
Busey. That was
Jake
his
Busey.
son. Yeah.
And like it was so
Hey,
funny.
Nancy Drew.
Hey, Nancy Drew.
He
Funny,
was so much
he
like
was
his character from
Why is
the
he here? And I'm
Frighteners.
all like, oh man, he's gonna be doing something crazy
I
You
fucking
later.
think he
knew
can
it.
solve the mystery of the missing mustard? Yeah.
I knew he was gonna do something crazy later, and it
Of
paid
course, yeah.
off.
Oh
I was
my
so
God.
excited when I saw him because I'm like, oh
So
man,
the
we're gonna
acting
get
was great
real.
all around,
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah.
Like there was no one that was a weak link in this
No,
movie,
no.
in this series. at
Everybody
all.
did their job. They did
For
it
real.
well, and everything tied together, which made the whole series.
So before we get to the effects, let's
fine.
talk
Season
about the cinematography. 'Cause
Yes.
It was very pretty, right? Very
Beautiful.
gorgeously
Oh my
presented
God.
show. For 8 episodes, it felt like, I mean, again, they were an hour to 45 minutes to an hour each, so it felt like every 2 episodes was a full-length feature. So we essentially got 4 full-length features in this one season, and it was gorgeous the whole way through. So what did you guys think of how it was shot and everything?
Oh, it's fucking gorgeous. Like this. Oh.
Good
I
job.
don't know what else to
Good
say.
job.
It's
All right.
it's fucking beautiful the way that they did it. Each scene too. Oh my God, story. Like I can't. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
you want to get
done.
to.
No, but I'm just thinking about those.
But the
scenes
cinematography
too.
of those scenes was
That's what I'm
gorgeous.
saying,
Yeah,
that's
it
what
was
I'm saying.
shot like
It
a
was
music
done-
video. It was so
Yes!
funny. Yeah.
It was done so well.
Everything every setup was done purposefully, and it goes hand in hand with the set design, especially the mall scenes. It was so fun to watch because it was like watching like TV in the 80s. It totally was. My favorite parts, and I thought that they did really well, was when Elle was in her like search and find when she was,
on the other plane, like the alternate plane.
when she's looking for people, and you had like
Yeah.
people in, like when you had Billy sitting on the bed and the
Oh my
reflection
God,
of
that
the water
scene?
and
Oh
the
God,
upside down world. They did such a great job with that because it was, even though it was in darkness, it wasn't darkness.
it was
Right.
so beautiful.
It was so well done and well
It was just
thought
another
out.
plane of existence kind of thing.
Yeah, and I love the water aspect. I like the way they utilize that.
Oh, when she was spying on the boys too.
It's funny though, a lot of the stuff like I recognized from the trailer that we watched together, and I was like, oh, okay, this is in the trailer. Like, oh, I remember this from the
Oh,
trailer.
I remember.
Oh, okay, I see how this works. in
I
the
swear to
trailer.
God, there's
And I'm
nothing
like,
that
oh.
I watched.
And I that took me out, and I didn't like that. That like I recognized stuff from the trailer, and that took me out. Sorry.
What?
Yeah, it was weird. It took me out. I was like, oh yeah, this is the Scoop scene when he's like making fun of him. Robin's making fun of him for knowing all the kids. And I don't know. It took me out.
Stop.
I know, it's weird.
All right, well, let's get into. So we talked about the cinematography a little bit.
you.
The music. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
they
yes.
must have spent so much
my
time on
God.
the music of this movie.
Oh my God.
Especially in the last episode where there's a musical scene that Susie
Time
and I
and money.
so
had-
good, which we
Oh my
homaged
God.
in the cold open, which we haven't actually shot yet, but you guys enjoyed
We're
it.
going to.
We're gonna
I
show
hit
it,
him up. I was like,
absolutely.
we're doing this.
Yeah.
But
I hope you enjoyed
that's
it.
the one thing that I have seen everyone that posting who has binge watched the episode, the series, was that the music from the season, especially people who grew up in the 80s.
Oh my God, it's perfect.
They're just like, oh my God, I'm so glad that they did this. The soundtrack was perfect to it. So obviously I didn't grow up in that time, but I still
I did.
appreciate
Fuck you, youngin.
I do. Fuck you.
All right. So let's talk about the effects,
Yes.
right? I mean, because the effects were so cool. I mean, it was a creature series through and through this whole
Yeah.
season. There were people
So
acting
good.
weird that had been overtaken, but then there were legitimate, gross thing, blobbish creatures that were just insane looking and crazy, and like, how are they going to
Dude,
defeat this? And it just, the mind flare from the second season that you really wanted to see was actually given corporeal form in this
Yeah.
season. And it was so awesome the whole way through. I utterly loved the effects of this.
Yeah.
I mean, this season was,
Absolutely.
I think, easily the
Like
best
even
season of the show.
you guys know how I feel about CG.
I wouldn't say best, but
I would. I'll fight you.
I would too. I fucking hate.
Oh, that's two against one.
No, don't fucking.
I mean,
wait,
I'm just
wait,
okay.
wait,
all
wait.
right,
I
all right,
fucking
fair
hate
enough.
CG. You guys know this, but there's a specific scene where can I talk about it?
Not if it's a spoiler.
It's how the creature's made.
Okay,
when they're all in the basement.
Okay, that's fine. There's yeah.
So all the people that are becoming, I don't know how to
Part of the
part of the
whole-
thing. So the people are all going into the warehouse or the wherever
Steel factory.
Yeah, the steel factory where the creature is. And the moment when they just walk up and then they just kind of fall down.
They just become little puddles
And-
of garbage.
But that scene where they
Spew.
they just from a human form to like the blob and it all, just gets sucked up
Merges.
and merges together. I was done so fucking well. I was blown away. I loved it. That scene, like especially, I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool because it just and just
Yeah.
like
Blah.
like
Yeah.
merge into it.
Before it came out, there was a bunch of reviews from critics that were saying like, "I wish I didn't eat before watching."
That's funny.
And so
I have kids, so
I
it doesn't
was
matter to me.
like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, now I'm excited." and I'm watching, I'm like, "Oh yeah,
That's rough.
that's gross, but so fucking cool."
But it was
Yeah, but
good,
it's
right?
so-
All the
yeah.
effects were
Yes,
so
it's
dope.
so good. I
The
love
mind
the
flare
idea-
looked
I
so
love the
cool
idea behind it,
over
yeah.
the mall and
Yes.
over the house when it was just the mouth in the hole in the roof.
Dude,
with the-
that fucking
so good. All the effects were
Yeah.
so cool in this season.
Yeah.
So cool.
So-
They
good.
definitely got the money and the go-ahead to actually spend it
Yeah.
this time, and it paid off. It really did. And I'm excited that they're going to do a season 4, and it's just going to keep
Are they? I
growing.
hope. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to cut off after season 4. They're
No,
gonna be too old.
I don't know what the plans
He,
are, but
they
they've
got
already been funded
Net-
for season 4.
Nice.
Well, Netflix didn't confirm it. Netflix didn't confirm it, but the creators did.
Duffer
confirm
Brothers?
It. Yeah,
Okay.
they did confirm it.
Okay.
So that's
So
they're
whether
already-
Netflix is on board or not,
It's gonna
happening.
happen.
It's
Someone will
happening.
pick it up.
Which would be
Absolutely.
stupid.
So.
I can't imagine.
I think that's a good way to end this review,
Yeah.
guys. We loved season 3 of Stranger Things. If you haven't watched it yet, what the hell are you doing?
I'm ready for
we
season
never
4.
actually reviewed
That's
season
why you had
2.
to stretch.
We skipped over season 2, but we're reviewing season 3 because it's fantastic, and you guys
Yeah.
need to make time to watch it if you haven't already.
Oh, what I was.
I'm
gonna-
sure most of you have.
What I was going to say, there was nothing that I watched, like interviews talking about this season, that really prepared me for what I saw.
Not at all.
Nothing.
No,
They're
there
like,
was a
oh my
lot
god,
of
it's going to blow you
surprises.
away. And everyone always tells you, oh, it's going to blow away.
A lot of
There's a
surprises.
lot of surprises. Yeah. And it's like, no, this legit blew me the fuck away.
No.
Like,
It really,
so good.
I felt like it really got back to their roots, and so like the
100%.
first one
Such a
was
phenomenon,
like you didn't
yeah.
know what you were going to get into when you first started watching the first season. The second season, your expectations are super high, so I think that's where a lot of the letdown was. But it was like someone taking a breath, right? So you're like, ah, boom,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
opera singer's first act, and they were just taking a breath for season 2 in order to deliver this gorgeous
Yeah.
third
That's what I'm
act. Okay, I got
saying.
you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
I got you.
it's bad. I think
Good
it was
metaphor,
good bridge.
Marcia.
I think
Good
it was a
metaphor.
really good bridge into what season 3 was.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for our thoughts on season 3, our non-spoiler thoughts of season 3 of Stranger Things. Guys, let us know in the comments down below. What did you think of this? But don't spoil it for those that haven't seen it yet. Did you enjoy it as much as we do? Is it your favorite? Is it not quite your favorite like Marcia? Let us know in those comments down below. While you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, click that like button
Then why
and
not
subscribe and ding the bell if you want to make sure you don't miss out on episodes going forward. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
I'm Marcia Parker.
And remember, stay scared.